Hey, Eric, thanks for joining me today. Um, let's start off by maybe you can introduce yourself real quick and tell everybody who you are and what you're doing.
Great. Thanks for having me. My name is Eric Newhaus. I'm the owner operator of Green Cremation Texas in Austin, Texas.
All right, awesome. And maybe let's start from when we first started working together. If you can remember, can you kind of tell us about what your goals were when you first started with us? You know, what you were trying to achieve, what challenges you had, or maybe some frustrations you were trying to get across.
Sure. So we started working with Parting Pro about a year ago. One of the things that we really wanted to implement was an end-to-end solution, technical solution that would be able to handle all our case volume. We wanted something that was relatively high touch to families, something easy to use, both from an internal perspective. So my funeral home directors being able to use it and work through the platform, work through the widget, if you will, and then
Mm.
also for families to be able to engage and move throughout the life cycle as well.
Got it, got it. And I guess can you describe, for us, like what results you achieved and how has this affected either your business life or your personal life, or, you know, I know you started when when you start your new business is when you started working with us, so you don't really have any prior um, thing to compare to, but maybe you can talk to us a little bit about, how things have improved since working with us.
Yeah, so we don't really have necessarily any operations before Parting Pro. We
Uh-huh.
started the company, we started with Parting Pro. I think overall the platform, the product has really met our expectations and in many cases exceeded them. We're really happy with the amount of engagement with respect to reviews that we're getting from families. We certainly enjoy the attributes of being paperless. That's something that is core to our business model itself, is having no paper whatsoever. So to be able to offer that type of service to our families is very important.
Got it. And on the reviews, I think you just mentioned earlier, you guys have about like 40 something reviews already.
Yeah, we're getting about roughly, I'd say about three or four real reviews every month,
Yeah.
which is great. I think that helps out a lot. And that type of engagement certainly is a reflection of not only our service to our families, but also the Parting Pro platform itself.
Yeah, because these are actual families that are happy with your services, going out of their way to write about you. And then this also just, I think, helps you promote your business without actually having to say anything, right? Because when families come in, they read that, and then when they give you a phone call, it's like a good first impression
Right.
that you're already making. Yeah, which I think will help affect down your conversion down the line as well, right? Yeah. Um, Maybe I don't know if you can remember this. It's been a while, but do you remember how you first heard about us and what piqued your interest?
Yeah, so I first heard about parting.com, not Parting Pro per se, years and years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago at this point. I was running a company called truefuneral.com, and
Oh,
Parting.com was doing something very similarly. And we both exited out of that particular space. And I saw
yeah.
that transition into more of a SaaS solution for funeral homes. And maybe a short year or two later, I started my own funeral home. So that's essentially how that relationship began.
Got it. Got it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember that now. Yeah. And then, how would you describe the impact of working with us? Like, what do you think the biggest impact has been?
For my company or
Yeah.
for
For your company or for your employees, for the bottom line, just for your day to day, any of those things.
I think Parting Pro's biggest value proposition is just having a singular location to handle a multitude of different operational processes. So for me, it's great to have one point of contact to reach out to when
Mm.
I have questions or need support, rather than maybe three or four different desperate service providers. There's instead one platform that handles all those things.
Got it. Got it. Okay. And I know you're not as involved in the day to day as some of your staff might be, but can you give people an understanding of like what the process was working with us in terms of getting set up, and just the interaction that our team has with your team on a regular basis?
Yeah, I think the ramp up period for us is pretty streamlined. I think a lot of that not only has to do with Parting Pro's approach to the onboarding process, but also a reflection of the type of staff that we have here at Green Cremation Texas, where we're a
Yeah.
little technically focused or digital first, as you may.
Mm-hmm.
But I think overall the process was very articulated. It's very clear. It's a pretty direct, linear, step-by-step process to be able to get ramped into Parting Pro.
Awesome. And let's say you kind of imagine yourself as back when we first started talking, you're kind of making decisions. Someone watching this video right now is probably on the fence about Parting Pro. What would you say to them to get them to take action right now?
I think if you're a little more risk accepting than others, the reward's there, right? I think that it depending on your type of staff, right? There's going to be some change management involved, or you're going to have to go through some growing pains. But I think if you're interested in the long-term effects and sustainability of your business as a whole, Parting Pro is definitely worth the investment.
Awesome, thanks. And what kind of goals you got for the future? Like, what do you have planned for 2020?
We're opening up more locations, just expand, make sure that our communities and communities around us and around Texas know who we are and the type of value that we bring to the table. We're really proud of our service offering. We're really proud of our ability to offer what we call big-hearted care to the family that we service, and leveraging Parting Pro to be able to deliver that promise.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys grown quite a bit this year, so hopefully next year will be you guys kind of have this foundation down, so next year will be even faster, I think.
I hope so too. Yeah, I'm sure it'll provide a whole litany of challenges this year, but so far I feel really good about the position that we're in, and we're working really hard to make sure that our families know that we're here, that they know that we're here to stay, and we know that we're a great service provider.
Yeah. And I actually see a lot of like the interaction that Melissa, the funeral director, your main funeral director, has with a lot of staff in the system, and she seems like very on top of things, and she's always kind of messaging them and taking care of the details. So it's really good you have her. Yeah.
No mistake. Our 5-star reviews are a reflection of her ability to really offer a tremendous amount of support and love and care to families. So that's exactly a reflection of her professionalism and empathy.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks for your time today. Really appreciate you taking the time to sit down with me to chat about your experience with Parting Pro. It's been really helpful.
Oh, of course. My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.